Hey everybody, it's Multi of course, and what I've brought to you today is a discussion of Flit and how he's settling in VP in place of Sanji. I want to take a look at this game against Spirit on Overpass in the Challenger stage of the Major, and we'll be referencing Sanji's game against Liquid in the Blast Premier Full Showdown. Let's get this underway. It is very obvious that VP would have placed Flit around the map in place of Sanji, but what was surprising to me is how much he mimics Sanji's role already. I mean, if I were to hide the name of the player playing between these clips, you wouldn't be able to tell of the timing in these clips and the position of them who is who. This is if you're familiar with how Sanji already plays Overpass in VP. Watching Flit's game, you can learn the pacing of clearing and holding connector on the T side. And this was precisely the role that Sanji took in place when a fast play was not called for the round. Flit will typically wait in connector, often just holding it safely to prevent any flanking, and will only progress up connector when his teammates are working towards a long toilet side. Gaining ground in connector when his teammates are also gaining ground across the map, in the sense that you're flushing out the CTs further towards their respective sites. Not one section of the T's overextending, almost like there's a line drawn like this and spread across the map as the T's slowly progress. This allows for an almost checklist box of clearing for A control. As long gets cleared, then the CTs could be toilets and short or connector. As connector then gets cleared, they could be toilets or short. When connector and long side is cleared, then they can almost pincer the next two options together. As I can compare as well, this behaviour from Flit is precisely the same as Sanji in similar scenarios. You may hear me talk about the comparison a little often in this video, so just to preface this now, at least on Overpass, Flit has easily settled exactly into Sanji's role, and even performed better regarding the CT side in supporting the teammates in the fragging department. On top of this, naturally, Flit is later in the site when it comes to the order of entering it, often supporting with flashes to the site and trading out those on the site first, or taking the heat later in the take if the team is struggling to work it. Looking through the breakdown of this game though, every T side round begins in note form saying Flit heads towards connector. So with this, I'm going to move over to the CT side now, as there's nothing interesting beyond when he takes con, he then goes to B or A and supports the site. Moving over towards the CT side, we see that naturally, with Flit supporting the B site, he is not necessarily needed there immediately to face Monster or push short, so he's stuck in spawn, smoking off Monster at the start. And with his role lining up with Sanji and easily floating between B and A depending on contact, a good habit that Flit has taken up from who he's replacing is this nade often thrown towards water. Often or not, it's a gamble in quieter moments of the CT half, and not jump peeking too often to look into short to find out if anyone's there. He also has this molly for rails. That's a new development for VP regarding common utility used on B on the CT rounds. This molly here, of course, is used to prevent boosts when you either know it's going on or really want to protect your other B teammates with their movement around the site, say if they're setting up on ramp towards Monster. Here we can see a typical scenario that Flit may rotate into on A, assisting Yakinda with some flashes while playing around dice, where he's less often able to reach when he rotates over, which is telling of how much map control VP are happy to give up on A whenever they receive contact. Here, although the round did not specifically go his way, we can watch how he plays out the round when there is B presence from the opposing team. As we can see, he's gone through smoking off Monster and then floating around Graffiti, jump peeking a little too early to actually get contact in short, but you see exactly why he would be jump peeking to get this sort of information. Here he reacts to B contact by mollying short and then flashing for his teammates before sadly going down. If you wanted to see flashes you can use for your Monster teammates, then check these out, as they are perfect for harassing any Ts that want to enter the site. Although not always capitalized on this map by VP, better timing and communication between the teams and yourself if you do this could make these easy spray down moments. Flit right now is playing a cookie cutter support for B, and could be a good person to watch in the future with his time at VP. Personally, I believe that VP could be a dark horse to upset a few of the better teams in the legend spot, but I don't think they can go much deeper in the major as they seem to have been figured out lately. Regarding his T side, his lurking connector is a good POV to watch if you find yourself there too, but hopefully you have also learned how you can work with your connector guy as you push up on A, specifically A long. If you're looking for a quick summary of my opinion of Flit and how he plays Overpass, his transition into VP should be pretty much seamless when playing with them, and VP will be playing better than you expect after a roster move with Flit on their team. If you like this shorter one today, then feel free to press that thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. I unfortunately won't have too much time to cover the major as it happens, but when I get back, I'll try and cover it post-final as much as I can. It's been a pleasure as always, and I'll catch you in the next one.